After a history-making Thursday night between the #1 BYU Cougars and the #9 Grand Canyon University Lopes, they get set to do it once again for the 4th time in 4 straight games for these two sides. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside the GCU Arena for tonight's Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Conference matchup between the Cougars and the Lopes. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Diana Johnson. And Diana, Thursday night was historic on multiple occasions and for many reasons.
Yeah, Kyle, the men swept the #1 BYU in its home opener Thursday night and recording the 2nd win in GCU Athletics Division I history against a #1 ranked team. They won set 1 25-22, set 2 45-43 while setting an NCAA record for most extra points. And then in set 3, they wrapped it up with 25-10. So certainly a record-breaking performance Thursday night.
And the Lopes were led by Camden Gianni's 19 kills and 4 blocks as the Lopes outblocked BYU 13-3. As the Cougars will enter today's matchup 5-2 on the season, 5-2 in MPSF play. The Lopes up to 2-3 and 2-3 in MPSF play. Again, these two sides are meeting for the 4th time in about 10 days. Each of these two teams will have seen each other at this point for 2 weeks straight by the time this one's over, and there is no surprises really on either side.
Yeah, I'm sure, Kyle, they're probably getting sick of each other, ready for a break, get on to the new team. But got to finish out this 4th out of 4 games game this afternoon.
Well, BYU will hit the road again for their 3rd road match of the season on March the 4th as they'll travel to Concordia. The Lopes, they'll be off until the 17th of March when they will host the Trojans of USC here inside the GCU Arena. So again, Lopes looking to repeat what they did Thursday night, and BYU looking to repeat what they did over a week ago now, as they swept the Lopes in those home matches in Utah, 3-1 and then 3-2. So the Lopes, no stranger to playing the Cougars close, and the Cougars know that, and they got a taste of it on Thursday night. So now, as we get ready for the prayer, the anthem, and the Talking Stick Resort starting lineups, we'll go ahead, start getting ready to throw it to the floor with the public address announcer, Paul Danuser.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the beautiful GCU Arena for this afternoon's Mountain Pacific Sports Federation men's volleyball matchup between the Cougars of Brigham Young University and your Grand Canyon University and Lopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this afternoon's competition with the word of prayer. Today's prayer is led by Joshua Gillespie, a junior majoring in finance and economics and the Havocs president.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this beautiful facility that we can come and play the sport of volleyball. Lord, we pray for safety for all of the players and wisdom for the coaches, Lord. And we pray that everything that is done today is done for your honor. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Joshua. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with the playing of the national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed this afternoon by our very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the professor, Dr. Paul Cook, and today his associate, Nate Swift. Thank you. And now let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. First of all, for the Cougars of Brigham Young University. At outside hitter, a 6'9" junior, number 1, Davide Gardini. The setter is a 6'4" sophomore, number 3, Will Stanley. At outside hitter, a 6'7" senior, number 5, Gabby Garcia Fernandez. At outside hitter, a 6'6" grad student, number 11, Zach Eschenberg. The libero is a 5'8" junior, number 12, Mitchell Worthington. At middle blocker, a 6'9" senior, number 16, Felipe De Brito Fajera. And a middle blocker is a 6'9" grad student, number 18, Mickey Yowie Heinen. The Cougars are 5-2 on the season, 4-2 in conference play, and currently ranked number 1 in the nation. They're led by head coach Sean Olmstead, assistant coaches Devin Young and Micah Nayone.
Those are your Talking Stick Resort starting lineups. We'll recap those in a moment. First, let's see how the Lopes can have a repeat performance of Thursday night with the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game.
Kyle, my first key is look forward. The Lopes should not be anything but pleased with the last time these two teams met on Thursday, and it can be easy to dwell on the past. While it is exciting, they cannot be dwelling on that victory. They need to be looking forward to this game and focusing in on this game. However, it is not bad to carry over the energy from the last matchup. My second key is serve and pass. We talked to Worley before the Thursday game, and he said that the game would go to whoever could serve and pass most consistently and reduce the number of errors. It will be the same for this Saturday afternoon matchup. And my third and final key is dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Everybody worked together like a well-oiled machine on Thursday. Kyle, it was a school of fish out there, each working together and pulling their weight to contribute to the victory. Teamwork is essential for the health of this matchup.
Those are your Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. These are your BYU Cougar starting lineups. No changes. Gardini, Stanley, Fernandez, Eschenberg, Worthington, DeBrito Ferreira, and Mickey Yauni-Heinen as we're underway with Heath Hughes in the first serve. Outside for Gabby Garcia Fernandez, and just like they did on Thursday night, BYU in set number 1 is out to a 1-0 lead as Gabby Garcia Fernandez will serve it away. Starters for the Lopes, same again. Gianni, Hughes, McLean, Jenke, Udall, Fisher, and Thompson for the Lopes. That's Jenke able to dig it out. They'll go for Gianni. Off to the hands of Davide Gardini. And Gianni keep picking up right where he left off after those 19 kills he had on Thursday. And now Gianni to serve for the Lopes. Lopes in the home white, Udall the libero in purple. In the blue jerseys are the Cougars with their libero Worthington in white. Gianni's serve is right for Gardini. They'll go. Fernandez is blocked but out of play. Jenke and McLean couldn't quite keep that one in play, and it's 2-1 BYU.
Kyle, it looks like the BYU guys are coming to the game with a chip on their shoulder. They've really started out these first 3 points, with just a fire in their belly.
Service error, for Zach Eschenberg, excuse me. First service error for either side today, and a huge part of the game on Thursday night were those service errors. So both sides looking to clean those up. Stanley for Gardini, blocked, and Gardini sets it back. Stanley gonna go again. Gardini just on the line. 3-2 BYU. Gardini's in the kill column for the first time today. Ferreira to serve it now for the Cougars. 6 kills on Thursday night to go along with 2 blocks, a solo and a block assist for him. Felipe's serve is out of play. And that's really what got the Lopes going, Diana, on Thursday, were the service errors by BYU. Couldn't really put the service pressure on like they had last week.
Yeah, we talked to Worley before the game. They had a chance to get into practice yesterday in between these 2 matches, and he said that they really worked on their serving.
Fisher, a low line drive outside. Gardini, it's off the hands. Udall can't recover in time to get there. 4-3 BYU. Second kill of the afternoon for Davide Gardini. 6'9" junior outside hitter for this Cougar team, is big part of the offense. Hughes for Jenke, looking to get him going, and they do. Jenke had a quiet 7 kills on Thursday night. Had just 10 last Saturday and 8 last Thursday. Has only had 10 double-digit kills in one of his previous 3 performances. He's looking to change that here today, as he'll go back to the service line for the Lopes, looking to give them their first lead. Can't do it. Misses the line, and a service error for the Lopes. And now here's Gardini to serve for BYU. Hughes for Fisher, and it's kept alive. Lopes want to lift, they're not gonna get it. They'll go Thompson. Stanley's there, Worthington. Eschenberg off of the hands. Fisher outside, Gianni. And now we got a long rally going. Fernandez in the back row, Janke's there. Udall and Hughes communicate. And it'll be Gianni off of the hands, tooling the block well. So ultimately the lift doesn't matter. However, Coach Worley's gonna go over and make it a point to the down official to make sure that they're watching for it, because that looked like a lift on Gabby Garcia Fernandez.
Looked like we were watching women's volleyball. That was probably the longest rally we've had all weekend.
In the middle, Yanni Heinen, rocket, but it's controlled by Thompson. They'll set Gianni again. Stanley can't dig it. Gianni back-to-back kills for him. He's got 3. BYU has got to figure out a way to defend Camden Gianni. Haven't been able to do it so far on the weekend. 19 kills, he's up to 22 for this weekend now with that 3rd kill in the Lopes' first lead at 6-5. Gardini didn't get a good pass away, but Stanley will get a bump set out wide to Eschenberg. Gianni one more time tooling the block, but it'll be played by the Cougars. Eschenberg. Janke's there, Hughes. They'll go Gianni again. He had 10 kills in set number 1 on Thursday night. He has 4 to give the Lopes a 2-point lead. Eschenberg again, really trying to set Eschenberg. Thompson and Janke collide and almost cost the Lopes a point, but it doesn't matter. They get it to Hugo Fisher, who's looking to get his day going. Hugo just the 5 kills on Thursday. He's got 1 now on the set. Lopes up by 3. Eschenberg is out. Looks like Tafuga is in. He had a good day off the bench for the Cougars. They'll go in the middle. Mickey, Yanni Heinen. Lopes weren't ready. McLean slow to get up on the block attempt as Felipe de Brito Ferreira checks back into the front line for BYU. Mickey, Yanni Heinen to serve it away. Off of the top of the tape, McLean is there to read it. Gianni has to adjust. And on the block will be the Cougars. Lopes couldn't quite get there to cover in time as Hughes and Gianni's timing just a little bit off, as you saw Camden have to adjust and just barely tip it over the net. BYU, that length showed off and worked for them well that time, despite being outblocked 13-3 in their last match. Gianni will unload, but Yanni Heinen's there off of the hands. Gardini off the hands of the Lopes block. He tools that, and we are tied at 8.
Janke's doing a great job sitting back on that backline defense. He's been picking up some good off the top of the block hits and chasing that one down.
3 digs for Christian already in this one. Clips the top of the net on the way over again. McLean is rejected by Felipe de Brito Ferreira. BYU back on top, and now the Cougars starting to look pretty good, getting into a rhythm. That front line starting to work the way it should for them.
Kyle, I have no doubt that they went home to their hotel and they did their homework. They probably reeled that whole Thursday game back and kind of game plan for this game.
Gianni again, when if it's not broke, don't fix it. Gianni's got 5 of the 9 points for the Lopes. His 5th kill, halfway to the number he finished set number 1 with in the last match. Here's Heath Hughes. He'll jump float one to Gardini. Fernandez is blocked, but it's out of play. Lopes have done a good job early getting their hands on the ball at the net. Haven't gotten one to fall just yet in the court of play. Cougars on top, 10-9 here in the opening set. No coach calls a timeout. We'll have a media timeout when the first team reaches 15 points. McLean, Udall recovers well. They'll go McLean again. Tafuga's there. Garcia Fernandez, his hit will go wide, an attack error for him. Tied at 10.
Kyle, it's like each team is switching their blocking game this time. It looks like BYU is on in their blocking, as GCU picked up 8 blocks in that last matchup to BYU's 2, I believe. So the tables have turned.
Service ace. I'm not sure Gianni liked his serve, but they will take it. Lopes up by 1.
Gianni to serve.
That time he got all of it, but it goes long. Tied at 11. Talon Tafuga, sophomore outside hitter from Long Beach, California, who had 4 kills and an ace for this Cougar side, will be the server. Back set for Fisher, off of the head and 12 rows back. Will give the Lopes another 1-point lead. It's 12-11 as Ian McLean will get ready to serve it for the Lopes. De Brito Fejera gets another big kill, 12-12. He had a quiet night on Thursday, but starting off well in this one. That's his first kill on his first attack, but he's got a pair of blocks for BYU. BYU's got 2 on the afternoon already. Had just 3 in that last matchup. Gianni's able to muscle that one through and force BYU to send it over. Udall, Hughes, Fisher again. Feeding Hugo Fisher his 3rd kill. And the Lopes are up by 1 again, 13-12. This is how the first set started on Thursday. We were very back and forth and had a 15-13 Lope lead going into the media timeout. Fisher right into the net. Tied at 13. The setter, Will Stanley, the graduate student number 3, he'll go back to serve. Stanley right into the net. Lopes back up by 1. Lopes score, we go to immediate timeout. BYU scores, we'll keep playing on for just a little bit longer. Janke will go back to serve it away. Had a service error his last time up. Service error again for the Lopes, and we're tied at 14. Next point, we'll go to that media break. And a well-deserved break it will be for both sides. Tied at 14. Back and forth affair we have had in the last 3 matches between these two sides. Pretty much all the sets have been close with the exception of 2 or 3, and about 4 or 5 have gone to extra points. They'll say double touch on Tafuga. We'll give the Lopes the first lead at the first break. 15-14, set number 1 continues on after this.
Time you washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in.
About time you washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
15-14 inside the GCU arena between the number 1 and number 9 teams in the nation, BYU and GCU. And Diana, a pretty back and forth set. No side is led by more than 2, and that was the Lopes at 8-6.
Yeah, it's looking like that second set in that third game when these two teams met. Lots of back and forth, and unfortunately a lot of service errors. I mean, Worley talked to us before the game. He said that the guys were ready to go as far as from the back line service game, but seeing some errors. GCU has the most at 4 to BYU's 3 service errors. Not really what I was hoping to see early on in this first set.
Teams coming out of the timeout, they'll get ready to go. Lopes will serve with Kyle Thompson.
Kyle Thompson to serve.
Back underway, Thompson at Gardini. Outside, out of play. Just missing the far side line, and the Lopes are back on top by a pair.
Kyle Thompson to serve.
Tafuga off of the top of Hughes' hands, but he recovers, blocked. That's Yanni Heinen at the net.
It's like the Lopes were scrambling to kind of pull themselves together after that block there. Heath Hughes covered himself, which I thought was funny. And he was one of the people that I think did a really good job with block coverage on that Thursday game. He was all over the court. Wish we had an Apple Watch strapped onto him, see how many miles he ran in that game.
Now why Gianni blocked Udall diving, but can't get there. Tied at 16. Yowie Heinen will go to serve it away. BYU ties it back up, so despite being down a pair of points 2 times already in set number 1, it hasn't fazed the number 1 team in the country. Gianni's rejected again. Fernandez and Felipe de Brito Ferreira combining for the 5th block already in this match for BYU. And it looks like they had a good talking to over the last day and a half about only having 3 blocks against this side. As Gianni will have to go against the block, and it will hit the line judge's foot, but he's standing out of play. So it is out of play. And now BYU's on top by a pair. Coach Worley wants to talk it over. It's 18-16 Cougars over the Lopes on GCU TV.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss. Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
2-point BYU lead over GCU inside the GCU Arena on the campus of Grand Canyon University in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona. Diana, the Cougars were down 2, now up 2 on a 4-0 scoring run as Mickey Yowie Heinen will serve it away for BYU when we get back underway.
Yeah, Mickey, he's such a smart guy. I was listening on the cast when we were at BYU, and the commentators mentioned that he has a 4.0. And I mean, he's a grad student. Like, what? Also, his major is computer science, so he's a smart dude. He's a great server, too. I think he picked up a couple aces on this series, but so impressive. Thought the viewers needed to know that.
He's had 1 ace in each of the last 2 matches, hasn't picked one up just yet, but he will get set to serve it away. The 6'9" middle blocker from Finland. Fisher from the backside. Gardini sliding dig for Fernandez. That's blocked, and the Lopes are on the board in the block column.
I've been waiting for that one for sure, Kyle. And it looks like Hugo Fisher, he was quiet in that Thursday game, and he had 18 kills in the first 2. So it's good to see him back, finding his groove and his consistency.
So McLean, Gianni combining for that block. They'll go Fisher again. He'll get it back. Udall will reverse it this time. Gianni with the roll. Dug out Worthington to Fuga. Gets a kill. BYU back on top. 19-17. Garcia Fernandez, he'll go back, serve it away now for the Cougars. Looking to win their first set inside the GCU arena this season. Udall a little frustrated with himself on that pass as Hughes laid out but couldn't get there. Lopes will huddle up really quickly and talk about it. 2017, a 3-point Cougar advantage. So an ace by Fernandez, first of the game for BYU. Gianni unloads at Gardini. He controls it, and they'll find Tafuga, but it's right at Christian Janke. Fisher opposite side, blocked, can't keep it alive. Read it well was the Cougar defense as the Lopes tried to switch it up. And Coach Worley wants to talk about it, and he'll use his final timeout of this first set. It's 21-17 BYU.
Kyle, this blocking BYU is completely different from Thursday. It's like a whole nother team. They've really shut down the Lopes as far as that goes. They're trying to adjust, see what they can work with. I mean, Camden Gianni, he's not having too hard of a time, but it looks like Hugo Fisher and Ian McLean have really been struggling to kind of find their ways around the block.
6 team blocks for BYU early on, just 1 for the Lopes, so a completely flipped script. If you are the Cougars or a Cougar fan, you're definitely loving what you're seeing on the defensive side of the net from the Cougars, and the Lopes on the offensive side, they have more attacks and both sides are tied into the kill category. But it has been the blocks that have been killer for the Lopes early on, and that is why they have a 4-point disadvantage right now at 21-17 in the opening set.
And I mean, Fajera, he's got 4 blocks, but he hasn't hit at all. So I would argue that Coach has him in there just for his blocking, and he's doing a great job. He's up there with Fernandez. He's got 4 to his name too, as well as 2 kills.
Here's Garcia Fernandez with a 4-point lead. We'll see how this serve goes. It's in the net. Both sides 4 service errors here in the opening set. Lopes looking to go on a run of their own. Gianni airmails that one. Back to a 4-point Cougar lead. Talon Tafuga will serve it away now, number 20 for the Cougars. Janke muscles it through. Gets his 2nd kill.
He's another one that's doing really well as far as getting around that BYU block.
Coming in for the Lopes, number 4, Trevor Weary. Trevor Weary to serve.
So instead of Ian McLean serving, they'll make a switch. It'll be the senior outside hitter, Trevor Weary, hometown product from Phoenix, Arizona. He'll be the server for GCU. And he'll float one right at Tafuga. Has a little bit of trouble controlling. Lopes able to block it back over. Fernandez again out of play, no! The official says it hit the line. 23-19, that was close.
That was really close. I thought for sure it was out. but we got a different look than the line judge way up here, so.
Janke again out of play. Set point, BYU. So this is John Stanley, number 4 to serve. And just like that, the set is over. 25-19. BYU taking set number 1.
I would argue that that whole first set went to BYU because of their blocking game. Lopes had to, I mean, I talk about it every couple points because it's really just what's going on. The boys are having a hard time getting around that block just because they're closing in on the seams, making it hard. They're shutting down Camden. Christian's working his way around it. And our opposite, Hugo Fisher, having a hard time as well. And our middles, I mean, they got Fejera in the middle just completely. I mean, he's massive. He's super tall. Shutting down the middle offense for the Lopes.
BYU ends that on a 3-0 run to win set number 1, 25-19, and finishing the set with 6 huge blocks as a team. Well, set number 2 was historic on Thursday. We'll see what set 2 has in store today when we come back.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Set number 2 getting ready to go. It'll be Yowie Heinen for the Cougars, who won set number 1, 25-19. Set number 2 on Thursday was historic, the longest NCAA Division I men's volleyball set at 45-43. That saw your Grand Canyon University Lopes taking that one. We are underway, set 2. They're going immediately with Christian Janke. So the Cougars in set 1 were paced by Gardini's 4 kills, but the Lopes have the leading kill leader right now, 5 kills from Cannon Gianni. Janke gets that serve over. Udall can't control it, and tied at 1 apiece now. Gabby Garcia Fernandez to serve it away.
Gabby Garcia Fernandez to serve.
Hughes, Gianni. Lopes with a renewed energy to start set number 2. Now looking like they did on Thursday evening.
That's a great way to describe it, Kyle. Renewed energy. The boys are looking a lot different early on in this second set.
Big swing and a miss from Felipe de Brito Ferreira. Not sure if it was the timing on the set or if he was just in the wrong spot, and you saw him kind of take the blame for it, looking at his setter. Lopes up by 2. GCU Arena has really filled in between sets 1 and 2.
Yeah, people keep filing in over my shoulder. Getting pretty packed. I don't think it's as packed as that Thursday night game.
Not yet, at least.
Yes, not yet.
We saw people keep filing in on Thursday night as well. Janke's pass is an errant one, and we're tied at 3. Service ace for the Cougars. Tafuga serving again now for BYU. As we are tied at 3 apiece. Tafuga. That time Janke gets a good pass away. Gianni again. Too easy for Camden Gianni at the moment. 7 kills for him, 2 in the set. And the Lopes are back on top by 1.
The outside's really putting in work. Camden Gianni and Christian Janke picking up kills already.
He did set a career high in kills last week against BYU with 24 in that 5-set loss on Saturday. And that time, Davide Gardini will get back in the kill column with his 5th. And we're tied again. Early on, just like set 1, back and forth. Udall for Hughes. Gianni, did he get touched before the antenna? No, it did not. Tried to adjust in midair to get it back on the side, or to get it off the hands and off the antenna of BYU, but couldn't quite adjust. And BYU's on top now. Outside, Gianni, yes!
Hit him again.
Keep feeding him if it's gonna keep working until BYU finds a way to really shut him down. Ace! Christian Gianni with a rocket of a serve. And it just found a way to get a touch in the back row before traveling out of play. Lopes up by 1 now. Stanley for Fernandez, tooled the block, ties it up. Gabby Garcia Fernandez with the kill. The setter Stanley will serve now. Hughes finds Fisher. Hugo gets a kill and Lopes back up by 1. It's 7-6.
Hugo's got 3 kills, 4 kills after that one. So he's quickly catching up to Janke. Well, he passed Janke and on his way to catch Camden with 8.
Give and go with Davide Gardini gets this one tied back up for BYU. 7-7. Hughes, Thompson kept alive. Worthington and Gardini do a great job there. Feed him again, block, nobody there to cover. Yowie Heinen give him a solo. It's 8-7 Cougars.
What a second touch by libero, BYU's libero Worthington. You can see all the guys giving him bats on the head. He's fixing his hair. Great recovery from Worthington.
Reflexes for the libero. And we're down 1 now. BYU with the lead and a big block. Yowie Heinen, Gabby Garcia. 9-7.
Lopes got to be careful before BYU gets some steam. It's going to look like that first set again.
Christian Janke able to find a way to end the BYU run, and the Lopes are back within a point.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Hugo Fisher has the second highest aces on the team.
Fisher almost got an ace to it. Lopes won a double touch, not gonna get it. Hughes immediately back over, we're tied again. Lopes are not gonna go away easily.
I love it when setters get kills. I think it's really special for them. And the team too. The team always gets really pumped about it.
Lopes fired up after that Heath Hughes kill. They'll say it got touched before it went out of play. Cougars get the point.
Mickey Yowie Heinen to serve.
Mickey Yowie Heinen to serve it for the BYU Cougars here. Up by 1. Floats that over. Thompson, quick up. Out of play, no touch.
You know, that one looked a little close to me.
I thought that got touched on the way through. From our perch up here, Janke muscles it through. And it's back over on the Lopes side. They'll go Janke again. This time it falls.
Put an exclamation point on that one. End the play really quick.
Eleven to 10, BYU. Tafuga's rejected, but it's out of bounds. Cougars back up by 2.
Gabby Garcia Fernandez to serve.
Garcia Fernandez with a killer serve. Just watch him.
Fernandez right at Udall. He corrals that one beautifully, but blocked is Gianni. Guess who? Felipe De Brito Fejera for the Cougars.
That's his 5th block. And just to revisit that block stat, since I just love it so much this afternoon, BYU's got 8 and GCU only has 1. So that should give you an idea where GCU is a little deficient.
And now they'll say it didn't get touched at the net, so 4 touches on the Lopes. And Coach Worley's gonna want to talk about it. Down by 4 are the Lopes. It's 14 to 10 inside the GCU arena. We'll be right back with set number 2.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Get the best gear to show off your low pride Go to lobeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GAMEDAY20 today only to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Log on and get your gear today.
A 14-10 Cougar lead here on this Saturday afternoon in set number 2, looking to put themselves in the driver's seat with a 2-set lead over the Lopes if they can close out this one. 3-0 scoring run. It seems that every time the Lopes get it back within a point or get it tied, BYU will rattle off 3 in a row to push the lead back up to 3 or 4. It's 4 at the moment. And it's Gabby Garcia Fernandez as we'll make a setter change for the purple and white. It's owner Sakur in for Heath Hughes. Different look for head coach Matt Worley and the Lopes. Hughes is blocked in the coverage, back over the net, and a huge kill to put the Cougars up by 5.
Gabby Garcia Fernandez,
Sakur with the quick dump over the net. And the new look setter looking pretty good with a quick play to try and get his team a couple of points in a row here.
I saw him practicing that when we came in for the game today. I was wondering if maybe he would give it a shot. Worked well for him. Gardini back row.
Off of the hands and out of play. It's 16-11. Out of play. 16-12.
Kyle, the cool thing about volleyball is really anyone has a chance around 15. 15 points about halfway through the match. Really anything can happen at any point in any volleyball match, really. But the Lopes are still in this. These next 2 points are very crucial.
Out of play.
Coming in for BYU, number 4, John Stanley.
So here comes John Stanley, number 4. He plays outside hitter and libero, but today dressed as an outside hitter. Gianni gets it back. BYU controls and will go to the back row. Udall can't corral Janke. Tried to kick it over his head to keep it alive. Couldn't do it. 18-12 BYU.
John Stanley to serve. Timeout called by the Lopes.
Second time out of the set for the Lopes. It'll be their final time out of the set. They're down by 6 and looking to get anything going here as it's 18-12. BYU looking to control the set, or the match rather, if they can finish this set and go up 2-0 on the match. Well, we'll step aside one more time and be back with the conclusion of set number 2 after this.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss, Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
6-point Cougar advantage in set number 2 here in Phoenix, Arizona. And BYU has dominated both sets early on and almost to the conclusion of set number 2. The Lopes just have not looked like they did on Thursday. It seems like the roles have kind of reversed here.
Yeah, they're trying to get it going, trying to grasp onto something to hold on in these first two matches. As we saw, we really making that setter substitution. Owner Sakur stepping in.
And he'll feed Ian McLean. See if he can get going now. That's his first kill. Here's Gianni to serve it for the Lopes. Got a pair of aces on the afternoon already. Errant pass, Fisher. Can't get it down. Gardini off the hands. Worthington to Gardini again. Tooling the block perfectly is Davide Gardini, and it's 19-13 BYU.
Gardini's got 7 kills, 1 dig on the afternoon. He's hitting a .700 hitting percentage. It's really good.
Well, Will Stanley serves it into the net for the 6th service error of the match for BYU, as McLean will check out, Weary will check in. He'll be the server. Gardini from the 10-foot line, well out of play. Now the Lopes with a couple of back-to-back points. Gets them back within 4, 19-15.
Trevor Weary has a really nice float serve. It's similar to Ian McLean's, but he subs in often for his consistency.
Hernandez right at Weary, and then they'll go back row. Mickey Yauni-Heinen. A huge solo block. He read that play like he knew it was coming. And BYU's back on top by 5. Here's Gardini. He'll serve it away. Lopes just now 2-6 all time against BYU after beating the Cougars on Thursday. Both wins have come here in Phoenix. Kept alive, free ball sent over. Lopes have to settle down now as they'll feed Mickey Yauni-Heinen, and it's 21-15.
Guys just really scrambling to get that play, make something of that last rally.
Out of play, Lopes get it back, 21-16, but the margin for error now is slimmer and slimmer as BYU is 4 points away from closing out set number 2. Make it 3 points away. Error on Fisher.
That'll be the 8th service error. GCU leads the match in service errors with 8 to BYU's 7. A little bit better than that second set on Thursday.
Back row again, Gianni. Fernandez underneath the net to save it. Free ball will go to the Lopes. Udall gets a great pass to Sakur. He'll go quick. Owner Sakur. 22-17 now.
So smart. Great spot. No, he saw him. He looked really fast. He looked if there was anyone there, and he was like, no, I'm going to go with it.
Well, the 6'8" senior setter from Turkey has really given the Lopes a different look and has been a little bit more consistent for GCU. See if they can get on a run. Gabby Garcia Fernandez rolls that one over top of the block. And you saw the volleyball IQ in midair to change from a full-out swing to just a nice little roll. And it works. 2 points away are the Cougars from taking a commanding 2-set advantage here in a best of 5. Into the net. Lopes keep inching closer, but they got to get on a run to close this gap. It's 23-18 now. Gabby Garcia Fernandez, they'll say it got touched at the net. Set point. Here's Talon Tafuga. He can give his team a commanding lead. Gianni will not let this one end just yet. Down by 5 now are the Lopes. Gianni's 9th kill. And now the setter owner, Sakur, will serve it away. Can't find a way to get that one over the net. I don't think he really liked his toss, and it's 25-19. And that is how set number 2 finishes the same way as set number 1, a 25-19 win and a 2-set advantage for BYU.
Yeah, we'll see in the next few points in this third set how GCU kind of feels about the whole situation. I mean, the first 2 sets, both teams were back and forth. It's when they cross that 10-point threshold, the BYU just pulls away. So I guess we'll see how the guys are feeling in a moment.
We will take another quick break. It's set number 3 when we come back here on GCU TV.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
About time we washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
GCU fans, if you haven't already, it's time to download the Lope Nation app. Watch GCU home sporting events directly from your app. Receive personalized news and score updates for your favorite Lopes teams. Follow Lopes closer than ever with scores, schedules, stories, and more. And even more perks will be coming soon. Search GCU Athletics in your phone's app store or download the GCU Athletics app now at gculopes.com/app.
Well, as set number 3 gets underway, let's take a quick look at the Commonwealth game stats through 2 sets.
So BYU leads in kills 24-22. GCU really struggling in the errors department. GCU trying, however, to get kills. They got more attempts than BYU. It just means that they're not turning them into kills. Hitting percentage very low for GCU, really good for BYU with .396 blocks. Like I mentioned earlier, BYU's blocking game completely different than on Thursday. GCU's looking a little rough. And assists sitting at even as well as digs.
Janke will start us off. It's do or die for the Lopes at this point. It's win and we keep playing, lose and it's over. Cougars are looking to get back to their winning ways. Thursday night, they lost their 5-game win streak, but the Lopes ended their 2-game losing streak. And Janke will start us off with a service error as BYU goes up 1-0. So you got to think, even with a win today, BYU is going to drop from their #1 spot as Hawaii is now 4-0 after sweeping a top 5 UC Santa Barbara team. Service ace, Mickey Yowie-Heinen. 2-0 BYU. So a top 5 UC Santa Barbara team losing to Hawaii 3-0 on Wednesday and Thursday in both of those matches. So you got to think Hawaii is going to go to #1 and BYU will fall to at least 2. Out of play, Lopes get it. Sakur able to muscle it off of the hands of the Cougars, and it's 2-1.
Great job, Lopes fans. Every set, every night. Kyle Thompson to serve.
Blocked by the Lopes. Blocked again, out of play. DeBrito Ferreira gets the kill.
I feel like maybe Worley made that setter substitution because of the height difference between the two setters, Heath Hughes and Owner Sakur. And so far, I've seen Owner get his hands on a few good balls.
David Kieshel in the game as well, and he'll start us off with a kill. So there's the substitution that looks like it might pay off. It's David Kieshel.
Yeah, BYU definitely did their homework. They already were ready to shut down both Janke and Camden, as well as Hugo as well.
Ace! Owner Sakur not ready for it to be over in what could be his final matchup as a Lope against this BYU team. Tafuga's blocked. McLean right at Fernandez. They'll go Tafuga again. Out of play. No touch. Lopes on top, 4-3.
Owner Shakur to serve.
Worthington, Tafuga sets up, rejected. Janke just can't get it inside the line. Tied at 4. Finding Kieshel. And we'll get a whistle. Point for the Cougars.
Like a double contact.
Didn't see a signal on what the call was, but they did point at David Kieshel.
It was a really fast ref signal. Out of system.
Trying to find McLean quickly, can't do it. BYU's on top now by a pair. Havoc's trying to get some life back into the arena and into this Lopes team. Lopes will get it back. Here's David Kieshel, one of the 4 seniors on this roster. McLean, Sakur, Weary, the other 3.
Good hustle running that one down. Just running out of real estate.
Gabby Garcia Fernandez's 9th kill ties him at the top of the leaderboard with Gianni on the afternoon. 7-5, and it seems as if when BYU gets a multi-point lead, they don't tend to relinquish it very often. Lopes fighting back. There's Ian McLean, and it's 7-6.
Silent but deadly Ian McLean. Kind of forget about him for a while, and then he comes in and he makes those key plays for the Lopes.
He'll serve it at Gardini. Stanley quick. Will Stanley says, anything you can do, I can do as well. So now he matches owner Sakur with 3 kills from the setter position. He will also be the server now with his team up by 2. And it's into the net. Lopes hanging tough. Gotta win this set to keep us going.
Back to Stanley, Kyle. He's from Honolulu. And honestly, volleyball really runs in his family. His father played volleyball and basketball for BYU. His father also played volleyball in the 1968 Olympics. And his brother, John, is also on the BYU volleyball team right now. So, set of brothers, that's awesome.
Janke got his foot to it, but a little bit too strong. It's 9-7 as Davide Gardini will serve it away now. We've seen John Stanley a little bit already today from the service line. Service ace for Davide Gardini. His first on the afternoon, the team's 4th. BYU up 3 now, it's 10-7. Out of play.
Lopes struggling to stay in this one.
Christian Janke to serve.
Here's Janke. Unloads one, but it's in play now for Gabby Garcia Fernandez and his 10th kill to lead all sides. And a 3-point advantage. So just the second road game of the season for BYU. Their first came on Thursday. They played their first 6 matches at home. They'll go to Concordia next week, and it's a kill for Hugo Fisher.
It's his 5th kill. Making key plays as well when the Lopes really need them. He racked up 18 and 18 in the first 2 games against BYU.
That one got tooled off the block. Felipe de Brito Ferreira.
Gabby Garcia Fernandez to serve.
And it's 12-9 now.
Not even a second look on that one. We talked to Worley about his serve because it is quite impressive. I mean, it probably looks a little slower on camera, but in person, it's truly a wonder of the world. I'd love to know what the mile per hour would be behind his arm, but I talked to Worley about essentially his serve, and he said the boys weren't really fazed by it. They were pretty calm, and they were just ready for it. So service ace. I doubt it'll phase the boys as the match continues, however. But such an impressive arm.
13-9, Cougar lead in set number 3. We'll take a quick break and be back to see how set 3 finishes right here on GCU TV.
Joel Embiid is unhappy. Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions gift collection.
Now I'm so happy.
13-9 Cougar advantage after the service ace from Gabby Garcia Fernandez, who now on the weekend, or I should say in the 4 matches that these two teams have played, he now has 10 service aces in those 4 matches. 2 in each of the last 3. David Kieshel is blocked. And the lead continues to grow for the Cougars. Double touch on owner Sakur. And it's 15-9. Here's Gabby Garcia Fernandez again for BYU on another 3-0 scoring run. Bump set for David Kieshel. No touch and out of play. 16-9. Lead continuing to grow. Hole getting a little bit deeper for the Lopes, and Coach Worley will try and stop the bleeding with a timeout. 16-9 is your score. It's a 2-set advantage for the #1 team in the nation, at least for the time being. We'll take one final quick break here with the Cougars up 16-9 in what could be the final set of the afternoon.
About time we watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
Back inside the GCU Arena on the campus of Grand Canyon University in the heart of the Valley of the Sun of Phoenix, Arizona. Kyle Borg with Diana Johnson. If you're just joining us, it's a BYU 2-set lead here in the closing points of set 3. 25-19 was your score in both of those first 2 sets for BYU. It's 16-9 here in set number 3, with BYU closing out and growing their lead in trying to sweep the Lopes after getting swept on Thursday. How about another service ace, his 11th in the last 4 matches. Gabby Garcia Fernandez. 8-point lead for the Cougars.
It's a service ace hat trick, Kyle.
Almost picked up another one off the top of the tape. They'll feed Fisher. Stanley tried to be sneaky with it, but missed the line. Lopes within 7 now. They're gonna need a huge run and a big rally if they wanna get back in this set and force a set number 4. Have not seen Gianni here in set number 3. Stanley, Gardini back row tip. Finding the corner in the front of the net where no Lope was standing. And it's 18-10 as Talon Tafuga will serve again for the Cougars. Udall, Kishel. Janky push, blocked, and the Lopes are still going on in this rally, looking to fight back into the set. Gardini ends it with a rocket. His 10th, second Cougar in double digits. The only Lope that is close to that is Camden Gianni with 9, and he will check back in for Hugo Fisher. Service ace, Talon Tafuga to double up the Lopes, and it's 20-10.
Talon Tafuga to serve.
Owner for David Kishel. Just missing that back corner. And it's 21-10 for another BYU scoring run. They're on an 8-1 run in the last 9 points. It's 21-10. Owner in the middle, McLean. Lopes get one back, and it's a 10-point advantage for the Cougars. Gianni out, Fisher in, Kishel to serve. Davide Gardini, 22-11. Back to doubling up the Lopes are the Cougars, and that's Gardini's 11th kill. Alex Asu will serve to look to end it. 22-11 is the score. Gardini's hitting 588 on the afternoon. A great day for him. Asu to Kishel. And the pass from Kishel goes over the net as Sekur just let it travel. So it works out. Thompson in, McLean to serve. Janky uncorking one, and it's 22-13. And you know, with only a 3-point margin of error before this match is over, you know, you want to have Ian McLean back there because his float serve tends to get over the net, and it puts some receiving pressure on BYU. But the kill from Gabby Garcia Fernandez goes 6 rows into the Havoc section off the shoulder of Ian McLean, and it's another 10-point lead at 23-13. Sekur, Thompson stuffed. Match point. For the Cougars, 24-13, looking to bounce back and sweep the Lopes. And it will end with a Will Stanley service ace. 25-19, 25-19, 25-13 are your 3-set scores as BYU takes it 3-0.
You know, Kyle, the guys showed up to the game and they were looking a little more business than they do normally. I joke around, the guys play the best when they're loose and having fun, and I just didn't see the normal guys that I see when I come into the gym. before the game. And I talked to Worley about that. And I think they just put a lot of pressure on themselves, especially after, setting those 2 records in that Thursday night game. But overall, BYU was the best team that came out today. They were playing as a team. I mean, revisit the Sanderson 4-3 keys to the game. The team who plays the best, the most fluid, the most like that school of fish that I was talking about is the team that's going to come out on top. And it really, that first set, those blocks, that's what started their momentum off. They came out as the better blocking team. They shut down the GCU offense.
So Gardini and Gabby Garcia Fernandez lead the way for BYU with 11 kills apiece. Gianni with 9 kills for the Lopes. And we will take a final look at the Commonwealth Insurance stats of the game.
Looks like BYU dominated in that kill category. GCU dominated in the error category. Total attempts, GCU up there. They were trying with their attacking, but they just weren't falling. GCU's hitting percentage went down as far as accuracy goes. BYU's went up. Blocks stayed the same. That first block was the only one they picked up in that first set. And BYU 12. Assists pretty even, digs even. Overall, it came down to the blocking game, I think, as well as errors.
The blocks 12-1 for BYU, and the attack errors 22-7 with the Lopes with the 22. Those played perhaps the biggest factor in this 3-set BYU sweep. Well, the Cougars came in after losing on Thursday and showed why they are one of the top teams in the country. It'll be interesting to see next week's rankings to see if the Cougars relinquish that #1 spot and where the Lopes go from the #9 spot. BYU will move to 6-2 on the season. 6-2 in Mountain Pacific Sports Federation play. The Lopes fall to 2-4 and 2-4 in MPSF conference play. Well, BYU will go next week to Concordia, as the Lopes will take about 20 days off before their next match on the 17th of March right here at the GCU Arena against the Trojans of USC. First serve set for 6 p.m. Arizona Mountain Standard Time. Remember, you can follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to download the Lope Nation app so you can watch all the live streams from your mobile device, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Don't forget, the 17th of March will be the next time we see the GCU men's volleyball team here at home in action. And be sure to tune in for that one. For our wonderful crew at GCU TV, for Diana Johnson, I'm Kyle Borg, saying have a great rest of your Saturday, a great rest of your weekend. And as always, go Lopes.